Top story tonight, the search for a missing boater off of Tybee Island has come to an end. According to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, the body recovered was 45-year-old Dominic Dasher of Port Royal, South Carolina. On Saturday, June 11th, Tybee Island Fire Rescue responded to an overturned boat with 3 people. Fire Rescue found 2 individuals that Saturday, but the search for Dasher continued. A spokesperson for DNR told News 3 game wardens and Coast Guard personnel recovered his body around 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Ash was the best. He was so full of life. He loved everybody. I just wish I could myself have done more. And I have my whole heart into this. And I love him very much. And I know so many others do too.
DNR says the body has been turned over to the coroner. A woman drowned after having a medical emergency on Tybee Island last month. Now her family is raising questions about staffing at the lifeguard tower near where it happened. WSAV's Isley Herschel has more on what they're saying and what we found out.
He was an absolutely wonderful human. She was the light of our lives.
Jasmine Kelly is still dealing with the death of her sister. 35-year-old Frankie Godding drowned on Tybee Island while there with her children. Kelly says her sister entered the water around 3 p.m. and complained that she started feeling dizzy, falling face forward into the water. Her daughter and a bystander were the first ones to help.
Luckily, there was a ICU nurse vacationing there at Tybee. She started CPR immediately. It took 10 minutes for the lifeguards to get there.
According to the Visit Tybee Island website, lifeguards are supposed to be on duty between 10 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. during the busy season. Jasmine is questioning why it took lifeguards 10 minutes to get to Frankie, even though she was in the water directly in front of one of their towers. Tybee's beach manager, Jen Bishop, verifies documents obtained by WSAV that show Lifeguard Tower 15 was closed at 1 p.m. that day because of staffing limitations. Bishop says there was a sign warning swimmers that no lifeguard was on duty at that tower.
I know that they were supposed to be there until 5:30, but the lifeguards left early and put up a sign. It's kind of hard to see the sign when everyone is in one spot.
According to Bishop, even if that tower was empty, the beach was well covered. Towers 18 and 1 were staffed that day, while roving lifeguards patrolled the other towers on UTVs. Bishop's statement said in part, quote, "The roving lifeguard assigned to the zone with Tower 15 was less than 1 block away providing surveillance. The lifeguard arrived on scene immediately after recognizing the incident." Jasmine is speaking out because her sister can't. She just hopes something like this doesn't happen to anyone else again.
I'm gonna miss her like crazy. I really am.
On Tybee Island, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3 on your side.
And we have the full statement from Tybee Island's beach manager at WSAV.com. New tonight, an update in the Johann Sandoval case. According to Savannah State University President Dr. Jermaine Worrell, Sandoval has been released from ICE custody. He shared this statement this evening on social media.
Today we learned that our student Johann Sandoval has been released from ICE detention. We are extremely excited about this news because it's been very hard for him, his family, and for the entire Tiger community. We're celebrating this release, and more importantly, we're celebrating his ability to reunite with his family.
This comes after reports today of a New York judge granting him a $20,000 bond. According to Sandoval's lawyer, he may have to wear an ankle monitor and submit to check-in visits. Tonight, Savannah Chatham County Public Schools adopting a millage rate. This comes after multiple weeks of public meetings. The district approved a millage rate that is the same as last year. Although the proposed rate would remain the same, Georgia law requires school districts to advertise the proposal as a tax increase when they do not reduce or roll back the millage rate to offset rising property values. The advertised tax increase was 1.65% above the rollback rate. The school board also approved their budget of $704 million just last month. Now that it is approved, officials say they will continue working to address long-term budget challenges. A recent shooting on Coligny Beach on Hilton Head has a lot of people on the island talking about public safety. The town council addressed some of those questions at their meeting, and we now have a better sense about what could be done and when, as WSAV's Andrew Davis reports.
I think it's very important, though, that we talk a lot about this before a rush to judgment and a quick ordinance.
That's why Town Manager Mark Orlando didn't propose any specific curfew for the beaches or parks on Hilton Head Island.
Specificity is needed location, time of day, seasonal, right? Is this till 8 or 10? Is this at beach parks only or town parks?
That topic will be up for discussion at a committee meeting next month, but right now changes will be made. Increased cameras at the beach and beach parks on the island, and talks with sheriffs about increased coverage at Coligny itself, as well as landscaping and lighting changes in the circle. In the meantime, the goal is to determine what's needed or wanted for future island safety.
We have to look at every aspect. And through those conversations from us on the dais and the community, we need to determine what we expect of law enforcement. What is our baseline requirements?
The town currently spends 47% of its $62 million budget on public safety. That includes fire and code enforcement. Now the question is, in the wake of the shooting, what else is needed and how much is enough? That discussion could lead to big changes both for the town and the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, who currently gets $6.9 million for their safety services on Hilton Island.
Right, so option 1 is strengthen that MOU, align it with the fee. Have a hybrid approach, right? Beach, road, water as an example, or establish a municipal police department. That is what we're talking about. I have to understand what that impact is and what that cost is to back into what we really want to talk about.
That was Andrew Davis reporting. The discussion about a possible curfew will come at a committee meeting in August. The town manager plans to bring a plan for a public safety delivery assessment in September, with the goal to discuss a new memorandum of understanding with the new Beaufort County Sheriff in January, as well as talk about the possible new police department at the same time. WSAV is your local election headquarters. We still don't know who will be running to replace the late Senator Lindsey Graham, but there are some things to keep in mind for the upcoming primary. According to South Carolina election law, voters who took part in the June Democratic primary cannot vote in the August 11th special Republican primary. But if you voted Republican or did not vote in either, you are eligible to take part. There will also be 3 days of early voting between August 5th and 7th, and the last day to request an absentee ballot for the special primary will be July 31st. We have been telling you how blood donations drop over the summer months. Now the Red Cross is sounding the alarm and putting out a call for donors. The American Red Cross says it's facing an emergency blood shortage. More donors are needed to help replenish the supply. The executive director of the Red Cross of Southeast Georgia is Maria Center. She says the timing makes the shortage especially critical. The Red Cross says its blood supply has been declining since May, as hospitals have used nearly 3,500 more units of blood each week than expected.
Not the top of mind right now with school being out and, people are traveling, which is one of the problems. We have a lot of blood drives in schools and they're not in session. That's one of the reasons we're seeing a drop. And just people are busy and doing other things.
The American Red Cross says giving blood only takes about 10 minutes, and those few minutes could help save a life. Looking ahead now, the city of Tybee Island wants your input on a beloved park. The Memorial Park Master Plan will create a roadmap for the future of the spot. There is an open house and community meeting tomorrow night at 5 at the Old School Cafeteria for residents to share their thoughts on possible improvements to current facilities and priorities. An online survey is also available. Just visit wsav.com/Memorial Park.